So this week in our read, we're going to be finding out a little bit more about what Jesus did. So last week we were looking at the story of Zacchaeus, who befriended Jesus at the end of the story. And this time we're going to be looking at another story about friends, what they do for each other. And also this shows you how Jesus used a miracle to help them. So friends are special people in our lives. So we're going to learn about a group of friends who did something very special for their friend who needed their help. We're going to be looking at the story of Jesus heals a paralysed man. Jesus was in one of the cities of Galilee. Word of his powers to teach and heal spread throughout Israel. People travelled far to see and witness Jesus' power for themselves. At the same time, a man suffered because he could not walk. He had some very good friends who wanted to see him healed and get better. They decided to take their friend to Jesus, but they had to take him on a stretcher. You can see in the picture there. Jesus was popular and attracted many crowds, so it was almost impossible for even the most needy to get close to Jesus for help. These friends couldn't get the paralysed man into the house where Jesus was because it was so crowded, but they came up with an idea. Luckily, the paralysed man's friends did not let this stop them from helping their friend to see Jesus. They climbed up the steps at the side of the house and went up onto the roof. They took some tiles away to make an opening in the ceiling. They then lowered the paralysed man down on a stretcher to Jesus. Now everyone saw the crippled man in the middle of the room. Jesus saw something that no one else could. He saw the man's sin and his faith. So Jesus says, "Friend, your sins are forgiven." That shocked the religious leaders and the other people in the room, and they asked, "Who is this man who claims to forgive sins when only God can?" They were not happy. Then Jesus, knowing what people were saying about him, told them, "Which is easier, to say your sins have been forgiven or to say get up and walk?" Then Jesus told them, "So you may know that the Son of Man has authority on earth to forgive sins." Then he looked at the paralysed man and said, "I say to you, get up and pick up your stretcher and go home." And miraculously, the man got up. Now they were all amazed as the once paralysed man walked home. Jesus showed everyone that he has the power to both forgive sins and perform miracles of healing. Only God has the power to do this. The once paralysed man and his friends went home glorifying God. Many people were amazed about the remarkable things they witnessed that day, and they too glorified God for what he had done. So we're looking at the message of this parable. So what can we learn from the friend's example? Well, the man's friends in the story really cared about their friend. They knew that Jesus could help him in ways that they couldn't. And Jesus was very impressed by their friendship, what he saw, because the friends wanted the best for one another and they weren't put off by the difficulty of getting their paralysed friend into that house. True friends always help each other, even if things get in the way. So you're also going to be thinking about how you would act towards others at school and what would you do if your friend needed your help. You're going to be thinking about things that you do at school. What do you do if your friend's upset, maybe, or they're not feeling very well, or maybe they're worried about something. So think about a situation that you found yourself in the past, and then think about how you made them feel better. So the task for this week is you're going to explain why the paralysed man's friends wanted to help him and how did they help him in the end. So there's two things there that you need to explain. Then you have also got to write about how you have helped a friend who needed your help and give an example to clearly explain your point. So those are the two main things you're focusing on for this lesson. Any questions, message me.